boys.
Okay,
They got that flag, and then the P. Yeah, I didn't know it was the Proud Boys at first, but now I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had their big flags for it coming in.
That's what I thought. That's it's POBY.
Something like that. I'm not sure.
If you're wrong and you get someone sick and they die, like, is that a consequence you're really willing to take?
So Pascal's wager is basically applied now to mathematics and science. Okay, let's go into this real quick. Have you actually learned that from actual doctors saying that the Spanish flu is worse because they were wearing cloth masks?
Are we talking about this?
Yes, actually we're talking about these kind of things because this is science. If you how many times do you touch your mask? Just like within talking to me.
Handful.
And when was the last time you washed your hands?
Like 15, 20 minutes ago, right before this thing started.
Okay, and you were around how many different people?
Have I touched any of these people?
If it can travel 6 feet, obviously I can accidentally spit up on you. If you think I actually have the China virus, I'm going to call it that until I'm proven that it's really quote-unquote racist, then it's quite possible that you could have been infecting yourself by touching that. And that's happened multiple times. Many doctors have come out and said wearing the mask, multiple people, is actually increasing the fact that they're getting it. And did you also get from the CDC that in one of their latest studies, 85% of the people that actually got it, that tested positive, wore it most or all the time. So if that's really what you're trying to do is to protect us, take the damn mask off and stop being a pussy about something that's not as a 99.97% death rate.
Do you know anybody that's died?
Do I know anyone that's died from what?
COVID.
That's died from China virus? No.
COVID. That's what the scientific community is calling it. Why do you insist on calling it China virus?
Because it came out of China?
What's your intent, sir?
My intent is to remind everyone that it came from China. They
Because
actually
you're making a
released
statement
it.
about science.
They released it in China, and it got to us. Yes.
You're acting like they intentionally attacked.
Yeah. That's actually
And what's your evidence for that?
Well, there's quite a lot of logical reasoning we can go into that. Do you want me to go into it?
No, you're demanding empirical evidence from me. You give me empirical evidence from you.
Empirical evidence. Well, I'm sorry, I don't have actually the empirical evidence.
You can pull up on your phone?
I can pull a lot of things on my phone.
What's that sign mean, man? I heard it's white supremacy.
It's not. It's not.
What does it mean to you?
It means okay.
It means okay?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's gonna be okay?
We just have to stand up for ourselves.
Stand up for who, though? Who's ourselves?
You.
Me?
Everybody. Your life matters.
I think everyone's life matters. I agree.
Yeah, baby. All right.
But I don't say it in that same context. You know, I think that not that I just think we mean different things. I don't mean to counter protest any particular movement. I'm unbiased here, so you know I'm not supporting one side or the other as a journalist. And when I say everyone's life matters, I'm not necessarily saying all lives matter in counter protests to Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, you're not picking a side. Everybody. Yours, mine. I think if you're gonna be side, it'd be Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Everybody. All lives matter. That's right in the middle.
Hiram, remember who assaulted you at the last protest? Remember they came after you and that other girl?
Man, I've been assaulted by everyone, so.
Not Proud Boys, you've never been assaulted.
Well, I think the tension. I think the tension's the same in everywhere, guys. Like, I'm as likely to get attacked here as I am at other places.
Every one of us is gonna defend you from any of these motherfuckers.
You didn't say it though. You were never attacked by the Proud Boys, right?
Correct or not?
What was that?
Have you ever been attacked by the Proud Boys?
I mean, not that I'm aware of. No, nobody in the Proud Boy group.
Have you ever been attacked by the left?
Huh?
Have you ever been attacked by the left?
I've been attacked by the right and the left. I'll tell you that. I mean, I don't know what group you're with, but... Huh?
What makes you think they were on the right?
They had a MAGA hat. It was a Trump rally. Somebody got mad. They thought they had intel.
Couldn't have been a plant.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it was a plan. Hey guys, I'm gonna walk to see what's going on over there, but I'll be walking around.
If they're selling stuff at the tables like cookies,
So, I'll just clear that up. They try to fist bump me on the All Lives Matter thing, but I just wouldn't do it. I don't want to tell them I agree with them because I don't. I also need to stay unbiased. So, Also, I agree that everyone's life matters, but they try to spin that into something else. Thank you for letting me know.
Crisis, where Texas has the highest percentage of uninsured people in the country, we are going to use our voices to vote for health care. Bias and use our voices to make sure that this community can once again be healthy, so that we can thrive in the economy, and so that our families can have the support that they need. We're going to use our voices to say no more injustice. Our youth, you know they're a little afraid of our power right now.
Yes.
We've been seeing that fear show up in a number of ways. Try to keep us from voting. Try to close down voting sites. Try to silence the voices that they know that we represent. We're not going to let them win. Cruz actually said something that I really agree with. He said Democrats are going to crawl through broken glass to vote.
Hey, Hiram.
How's it going?
Stockholm syndrome. You're in love with your captor. They rob you Hillary, and they rob you again. And you're still gonna vote for them. I never did. Yeah, you told me about it. I have it on camera. One person not. And then threatened me. And then threatened me. Get line. I have it on camera. Get line. I want the wall. The wall. Lives matter.
Those women's lives matter.
My name is Anna Nguyen. I am a Vietnamese American transgender woman. I did not know that this place is called Woolridge Park. I should, because I spent a lot of time in that building. That's the Travis County Jail.
Tag in for you.
Oh, thank you.
A few weeks ago, I was arrested during a Black Lives Matter protest, and I spent my time in there. Now, before you wonder what jail means for a transgender woman, I want you to wonder what jail means for a black transgender woman. Transgender women are the edges of our society. They don't have the economic opportunities. They don't have the support systems. They face transphobic everywhere they go. They face racism at work, on the street. Now you may wonder, what can you do? What can we do? This is like Americans and the women. It's an elephant-sized problem. But the way you eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Let's eat!
Is that for your entertainment?
Vote for Chip Roy and CD21. He supports all lives matter.
And it has been
Okay.
the last decent.
Well, we have one person who's happy to vote for Joe Biden out of everybody.
I'm happy to vote for Joe Biden too.
But you just told me you voted for Bernie.
I'm happy with Biden too, though.
Yeah, because he's not Trump. You don't actually want to vote for him. You don't know what he stands
I
for.
support democracy. He stands for democracy. Trump stands for fucking fascism.
No, he doesn't.
Biden.
You don't know anything,
Do you
dude.
even know what
That's not
fascism
true.
is? Yes.
That's not true.
Authoritarian right to the extreme.
Yeah, and we're all allowed to protest peacefully. If this is fascism, you wouldn't be here right now.
One thing that he's done that's fashion. Come on. One thing. The military on the people. He
What?
wants to stack the cabinet with all of his cronies and supporters. How many executive orders? He doesn't give a shit about the Constitution, buddy.
One example of fascism by Trump.
One example of fascism
I'll tell you
right
what's
here.
fascism. It's the mask
This is
mandate by
fascism.
Governor Abbott.
Here's
That's
fascism.
called fascism.
This is fascism. Some masked ignorant thug in my face.
all agree that Governor Abbott should be voted
Living in
out.
fear.
Anything that goes against the Constitution is like I consider
So we agree
fascism.
on voting Abbott out. This is what fascism.
Yep.
Okay, let's do it then. Let's fucking vote Abbott out. Let's go.
Yeah, he's already in his second term.
Y'all probably voted for him now. Y'all probably the ones that voted him in the party right now. You're fucking lost, buddy. I recognize it. They put signs in your face and put your face.
They need to stop telling us what we can do with our bodies, how much we can work, and allow us to live our lives and treat our families how we want. And it's done. We're done with it. And so we are going to the polls, and we are fighting for every woman of color, women from everywhere, immigrant women, undocumented women. We are fighting for kids and mothers who have been separated from their children, and those kids are sitting in detention centers, and their moms are far away. I'm an immigration attorney. I see mothers crying in the detention centers every single day, dying to see their children. This needs to stop. We need to go vote. We need to get those kids out of cages. We need to fight. We need to fight for Let's go to the polls. I'm running for city council. I'm here to represent you. We can do this. We're going to do this. Not them. This is going to be the last time that they're screaming. This is the last sentence they can say because we are pushing them away. We are done. We are fighting. We are done. And this is it. Let's go to the polls. Thank you very much. Awesome, thank you so much. Next up, we have Gabrielle Pitcher from Austin Justice Coalition. All right, let's hear it for Austin Justice Coalition. Hey, what a great day, am I right, guys? Wow, that is much louder. All right, what a great, beautiful day. Can I hear you guys? There it is. I just want to say that I am so proud of all of us for wearing masks, for being respectful, and for showing that our strength in numbers is a hell of a lot bigger than those. So give yourselves a round of applause. I mean, the numbers don't lie. So, I work with Austin Justice Coalition. We've been around for about 5 years here. And our heart, our soul, our blood, sweat, and tears is policy. Voting, showing up, keeping people accountable, making sure that we are fighting for those who don't always have a voice. The most vulnerable people in our population right now are black women and black trans women, and we need to be showing up every goddamn day to fight for them, all right? So, with what we have in our legislation, I've definitely benefited as a woman. But I'll be damned if in my lifetime, we go back to the good old days, we go back to the Stone Age, where I have to ask my husband for what I want to do. Where I don't have a say in what I get to do with my body, but they have a say to say whatever they want. That's not equality, that's not justice, and that's not gonna fly. So we are out. Early voting has started. I did it. But also remember, the fight is not in November 3rd. We are walking into our 87th Texas legislative session starting in January. And that is where the work right here starts to happen. Those bills, those legislations, those laws that you guys care about,
and we provide streaming activism for our deaf community. Here in Austin, you know that we have quite a large deaf community. And a lot of the time, deaf community doesn't have access. Do you have something to say to them?
your voice matters, and our voices can be reflected and represented in many ways. It can be reflected by showing up and using your body to occupy space, to demonstrate your care and concern for other people. It can be used by voting. Because only through exercising the power that we have in a democracy, and that means exercising our vote, will we actually be able to realize the change that we want to see.
Yes, I agree, and obviously I am a voter. I am hoping to change the world in all of these systems right now. Wow. I mean, all of the things I've seen recently, and I've been through so many experiences over the past several months, I definitely took the opportunity to vote as soon as I could. And amazingly, with all of these arrests that have happened to the protesters, they've all been very aggressive.
Yes, and that it's important that we continue to exercise because through that we are going to have influence on helping other people to understand exactly why we are fighting for those things. And finally, most people that we can engage in is voting.
Military fatigue, but can you wear heels? Perspective that we are really peaceful. You've seen this, and I know you have. And unfortunately, Abbott is and I'm curious, would you join us in one of our peaceful protests? Would you walk with us?
Before I start, there's a lot of people that watch from around the country, and I just wanted, for people that aren't familiar with who you are, you know, your time in Texas, your run for at some point governor, right? Could you tell us a little bit about who you are? You're Wendy Davis, obviously, but yeah.
I served in the Texas Senate for 6 years. And in 2013, a lot of people came to know about me from a 13-hour filibuster that I held fighting for women's reproductive choices and freedoms. In 2014, I was the Democratic nominee for governor here, and now I'm running for Congress in Texas Congressional District 21 against Ted Cruz's former Chief of Staff, Chip Roy.
And so far, you know, in your time in this campaign, what are some of the biggest issues you think you've been facing? You know, as you're campaigning, what are some of the biggest questions that people have about what's in store for our government's future tomorrow?
People are hurting. People are hurting across this community, across this state, and across this country. And what we're seeing in the failed response to COVID is the same failed response we've seen for many years under Republican leadership. People in this state suffer from the highest percentage of uninsured in the country. We also have more than double the national average rate of uninsured children. And with COVID, those numbers expanded dramatically. At least another 650,000 Texans lost their health care when they lost their jobs. I'm fighting for health care, access to affordable quality health care for everyone. And I was fighting for that when I entered this race, but of course, since the pandemic began, it made it that much more crucial. But until we can get on the other side of this virus by listening to science and heeding what they tell us in order to get safely to the other side, we have to take care of people. We need to take care of the small businesses that are closing. We need to take care of individuals who are on unemployment. 3.7 million Texans have filed for unemployment since COVID began. And right now, there are families across this community, across the state and country, who are laying in bed, awake at night, filled with the fear that they're going to lose their home, that they won't be able to feed their families. And they need a voice that's going to stand up and fight for them. And I want to be that voice, and I believe that I can be an effective voice.
So, yeah, and that's wonderful. And I know that Texas in particular, when it comes to healthcare, decided not to expand healthcare to people of low income or people that might not otherwise have healthcare. And so, you know, in Texas, you know, unlike other states, is particularly bad in terms of insurance. And you look at maternity deaths or maternity-related deaths, specifically with black women, that are 9 times higher, right, simply because of the color of their skin. As a congresswoman at a national level, how is it that you're maybe able to change the politics in Texas? I know because, you know, the decisions are on a national scale, but here in Texas, like, what are things that someone like you can do to make sure that, you know, black women are not 9 times more likely to die than white women when giving birth?
It's actually, the statistic is 3 times, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a shameful statistic. And Texas has one of the highest mortality rates in the country, in a country that already has an extremely high maternal mortality rate compared to other industrialized countries.
Yeah.
And what we can do at a national level to impact what happens to the health of people and communities back home here in Texas is to fight to protect the Affordable Care Act, to create a public option that's going to provide coverage for people who didn't have the benefit of expanded Medicaid in our state, and to make sure that we can begin with the basic, essential need to be healthy. If we cannot be healthy, nothing else matters. And that's why for me, it's one of my very top priorities. And of course, as a grandmother, I want my 2 granddaughters to grow up in a world where we've ended systemic racial injustice, that we've not only tackled systemic injustice in the criminal justice system, but but we've done it across all systems. That we've done our part to preserve the planet that they're going to inherit, so that future generations that they hope to have can inherit a sustainable planet. And finally, that not only will they go to good schools, but they'll go to schools that are free from gun violence, because we will once and for all stand up to powerful gun lobbies like the NRA and stand for the safety of our children and our communities.
And if I could ask, you know, on the topic of racial inequality, it's been a really important conversation, right? For 400 years in the United States, I mean, for many years now, right? But specifically this year, we've seen an uprising in demonstrations, specifically for, you know, the disproportionate effect that police brutality has on black communities. So my question to you would be, what's something that you've taken away from the demonstrations? What's something you might have learned that you didn't know before, or maybe something that confirms something that you already had believed strongly before the demonstrations?
I think the peaceful demonstrations have served to really elevate awareness about the systemic racial injustices that are happening not just in our criminal justice system, but elsewhere. And the need for us all to be a part of the solution. This is a problem that belongs to all of us if it is impacting any of us. And that means that we need to stand together as someone with the privilege of white skin to listen and to follow the lead of those who have been fighting this fight for a long time and who understand what the solutions need to look like. But that has to begin by making sure that we are ending police brutality, that we are ending chokeholds and hooding, no-knock warrants, and ending qualified immunity. And of course, moving forward with the goal that regardless of the color of your skin, you should be treated equally within the criminal justice system itself.
Yeah, so, and one last thing, I mean, what's your impression of having the presence of a group like the Proud Boys at a demonstration like the Women's March? You know, what does this tell you about the current political climate? And maybe how are you navigating, you know, such difficult challenges and obstacles as somebody that wants to get elected to Congress?
You know, it's emblematic of everything that we're fighting for right now. It's emblematic of the divide in this country that needs desperately to be healed. And this is why I think it's so important that we elect Joe Biden at the top of our ticket, that we vote for Democrats all the way down the ballot, because we deserve someone who will bring us together, who will not be afraid to call out white supremacy, will not be afraid to call out groups like the Proud Boys, and that will stand for the civil liberties and equal justice and rights that every person in this country should be assured.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your words. Are there any last comments you'd like to leave with? Anything that you forgot to mention?
Make sure that everyone you know goes to vote. We cannot leave a single voice unheard. And the most powerful way our voices can be reflected is at the ballot box.
Well, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Ms. Davis.
Diagnosis in the United States. My journey with a chronic illness that is often labeled as only a bad period due to excessive vaginal bleeding has completely altered the course of my life. There is no cure for this illness, and treatment is highly inaccessible with big pharma companies controlling what our insurance chooses to cover. I was forced to jump through so many negative stigmas about disabled women that I completely lost faith in the women's healthcare system. yourself. So this is for all the women out there. Dear body, I am so sorry for blaming you. I know now that you never created the pain. I had a disease that was attacking my body. She was never trying to hurt me. She was fighting for her life, and she continues to succeed every day she exists. So for that, I am eternally grateful. If your body is hurting, don't let a doctor tell you otherwise. I wasted too much of my time being told how I felt instead of being listened to by doctors. It doesn't matter that you didn't go to medical school. You still know your body better than anybody. You know how your body feels. Pain is a tricky thing. It's hard to quantify, hard to explain, and words are often never enough. But the standard for medical care should be to believe what a patient is saying, not to assume the patient's pain is all in their head until you find otherwise, because frankly, that can take years. The only reason I found a doctor who listened is because a dear friend who was with me today, Karen Wells. I love you. Where you at, girl? I see you. I love you. Okay. Who was with me today sent me to the same woman-run practice that listened to her pain just a few years back when she had. I received excision surgery on June 16th of this year, which is currently the only treatment effective in treating the disease itself, as opposed to managing the symptoms that it causes. They cut out disease from 7 different organs, and I finally had proof that my pain was unequivocally real. I did not receive treatment because of a referral or a hospital recommendation from one of the many specialists I have seen. At the end of the day, it came down to women supporting women. Because women believe each other. So for any other woman out there feeling like she has to hide her pain from the world, please consider sharing your story at whatever base you feel comfortable. Painful periods are not normal. You'd be surprised how much personal testimony can educate the public when institutions fail. I share my story not for attention or pity in any capacity, but because if I can help just one woman receive the proper care that she deserves, like my dear friend did for me, the effort was more than worth it. Raising awareness in any issue is the first step in creating change. That's the foundation of grassroots activism, and that's exactly why we are all gathered here today. Thank you.
You know what a heathen is, right?
Hey, Hiram.
How's it going?
You talked about how all these fucking bullies are here pushing these women around in their fucking, in their tactical gear. They pushed them off the stage.
I heard that happen, yes.
That's what happens when you lose brain cells.
Guys, if you have questions for Mayor Adler or Wendy Davis, we'll be sitting down with them soon. Please submit those, and I'll be sure to ask those hard-hitting questions. We want to ask some really hard-hitting questions at these sit-down interviews. So we're downtown Austin, Texas at the Women's March. There are currently women marching around the block, I believe, again. Proud Boys are present in a counter-protest to this. So let me ask some questions. How's it going, man? Do you mind if I ask you some questions?
See that big guy right there?
Yeah.
Ask him.
The guy with the camera? Can I ask you? Do you mind about your opinion, your personal views?
No, not today. Yes, he does.
I'm sorry. Hey man, can I ask you some questions? Do you mind? No. You don't mind?
No, I do not.
You do mind. You don't want me to ask you questions. Is there any particular reason for that?
You can talk to one of our officers.
Okay. Hi, do you mind if I ask you some questions on camera? Cool, cool. So, just to be sure, what group are you here with?
I'm here with InfoWars.
With InfoWars? Oh, I see. And what are you guys specifically doing out here? Are you guys here in support of the Proud Boys, or are you guys just generally here?
The Proud Boys?
Yeah, like, are you here supporting any particular group, or are you just here?
No, I'm here supporting Amy Coney Barrett.
And who's that?
Amy Coney Barrett is the candidate for Supreme Court Justice. They're wanting to fill the seat with. President Trump is trying to fill the seat with.
And if I could know, like, why was this event chosen specifically for the campaign?
Campaign?
Yeah, I mean, like, you said you're here in support of a candidate, right?
No, I believe this march is because they're trying to protest Amy Coney Barrett. So I want to praise Amy Coney Barrett. I want her to be to fill that seat.
Okay. And what are your concerns about what people are protesting here? Like, what do you disagree with specifically?
I disagree with abortion. You know, feminism is a fraud also. And many women here are feminists, and feminism is a big fraud.
How would you personally define feminism?
Feminism is a Marxist front group. It's a Marxist ideology.
Well, like, outside of the Marxist context, if you had to define the word feminism, what would be the definition?
They say it's for the equality, equal rights, and treatment of men and women.
What would be the dictionary definition, though, in your opinion?
You know, the equal rights of men and women. And of course I'm for that, but the problem is the ideology of feminism.
So you're for feminism, but not this feminism, if I'm not mistaken.
Ideology, yeah, ideology.
So how do you separate the ideology from the definition?
Well, for instance, most feminists today, they believe in abortion. Okay, so that's one of the tenets of feminism.
And do you feel like that's in direct contradiction to the definition of equality between men and women? Like, abortion in and of itself.
I wanted to sanitize. What did you get on that?
Do you believe that abortion in and of itself is a conflict to equality among genders and sex?
I don't think abortion needs to be here, first of all. I don't think we should have abortion.
But do you think abortion is an issue conflicting with feminism, as you defined it? Is my question.
Yeah, because you know, you're killing women as well when abortion is legal. Right? You're killing females.
So you would say that abortion, because it kills females, is anti-feminist, or?
Sure.
I'm just trying to follow here.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Any last comments? Any last words?
Yeah, like, you know, there's just a bunch of fakeness here, a lot of fakery. Like, Black Lives Matter isn't really for Black lives. It's even though they say they're for Black lives, but they're not. Again, it's a Marxist organization. We have Democrats here who say they care about people, they care about Americans, but they actually don't care about Americans. So everyone, you know, most of the people here are actually fake, and they subscribe to fake ideologies and fake organizations. And a lot of them don't even realize that what they're subscribed to is fake. So, anyways,
well, thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too.
So right now, women are marching around the block, chanting Black Lives Matter, Women Rights Matters. They're chanting very different things. So I'm gonna see if I can talk to some of these folks. You guys mind if I ask you some questions?
No, please, absolutely.
Awesome. So what brings you out here today? Yeah, go ahead.
What brings me out here today is I wanted to have a sign that was for everybody, no matter what side you vote for or don't vote for. Jesus loves you anyway.
And are you here with a particular group? Are you here independently?
Well,
on
I'm
your own?
technically here with my own 2 feet on the ground and my cowboy boots, as are you and your Pumas, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an individual woman, right? I can be here on my own.
Of course. But,
yes.
you know, I see you interacting with this group. I don't know if you're a part of them.
I've interacted with a lot of people. I've interacted with some women holding tampons with menstruation on it. I've interacted with some people holding Black Lives Matter signs.
So you would say that...
Some Proud Boys here. We got the Proud Boys here today. Who are amazing and awesome. They're here actually protecting the women. So one of the men from the feminist group hit me over the head with a sign at a women's march, and a Proud Boy came up to make sure that I was safe.
And why do you believe there's so much tension between the two groups?
Well, there's not any from our side, because when someone from our side gets out of line, I guess you could say, there's always 4 or 5 of his friends to check him and say, hey, calm down, it's okay, it's gonna be all right. When someone from that side gets out of line, nobody checks them, nobody regulates them. They just attack us, they come after us, they hit us, they try to target us specifically to hurt us. They don't want us here because they don't support free speech. Honestly, we support what they're doing here. None of us are saying they can't be here. I'm happy they're here because they're standing up for their First Amendment rights. I support their right to do that. Now, when they come and attack us, when they try to hit us with signs like the feminist guy did, then yeah, that's where I draw the line as a woman. I don't support abusing women no matter who you vote for. So if you're here to represent women's rights, don't hit women over the head with signs.
So
it's that simple.
do you feel like this is a pretty one-sided thing where it's only one particular group of individuals that's more prone to be aggressive?
I feel like with their party, whatever all of that is over there, that camaraderie of craziness, they don't want to hear anything I have to say, even though I am a woman.
Yeah.
So no matter what I vote or who I vote for or what policies I support, I'm here today representing my rights as a woman to say whatever I want and vote for whoever I feel like voting for and have whatever I want on my sign. So when that guy attacked me on stage, he was basically being a total hypocrite to the entire movement here that he was supposedly representing.
Yeah, and would you generalize and say that everyone is violent and is here to attack you, or would you just say that it's a few individuals
I would
that might...
say I would not trust myself in a dark alley with half the men here as far as being protected, but I could be surrounded by 50 Proud Boys and nothing would happen to me. But if I was around one feminist, which I was today, he hit me over the head with a sign. And yet I marched with 50 Proud Boys up and down that street, and they all resisted the urge to smack me with the damn sign, I'll tell you that much.
Well, thank you so much for your words. Do you have any last comments? Anything you'd like to leave with?
Yes, I'm from Texas. I'm a resident of Austin. I've been here a very long time. My dad went to college here. My mother went to high school here. My son's name is Texas. And I support the Proud Boys. I support Trump. And I support women's rights. And I want Austin to stay weird because this shit is too normal for me.
Thank you. Have a good day.
God bless you.
Hi, is there someone here?
When the Proud Boys showed up, you guys finally had fucking fun.
It's sexism.
Hey, fisting for women, I agree, man. That's Hiram. He's good to go. Oh, that guy right there, that's Beta Chud right there. Beta Chud.
They want to disrupt the
More
Western
abortion.
family.
We deserve
Hey,
it.
bros, give you support. Just saying. Don't act like that no more.
Hey, do you mind if I ask one of you guys some questions?
Get it, Hiram. Go for it, baby. I like you.
Well, I was just wondering, first of all, what you guys were doing out here. What brought you out today?
Well, we had an event, so someone scheduled an event. We came out here to help provide a safe environment, just to make sure no one got beat up or anything. So we came out here, and the pavilion was taken over by some handmaiden people. So they called the cops on themselves, and we kind of took over the pavilion peacefully. And then we did a march. We came back and we decided to join their movement. And as you can see, when the Proud Boys show up to an event, we bring all the fucking fun. All the fun arrives when the Proud Boys from Texas show up.
And so I know that are you guys here to counter protest the Women's March?
We don't counter anything. We just show up and have fun. We engage, we talk, we try to have dialogue and conversation, but that usually never goes over well with the pro-abortion crowd or people that just don't like having fun.
Standing in solidarity.
And like, what have you had any really good conversations with anyone here yet?
One person.
And what'd you guys talk about?
Well, we talked about how we're both libertarian and we think that all drugs should be legalized because the drug war has failed and it's a waste of our tax dollars.
Yeah. And I was wondering, how do you separate, the Proud Boys from the idea that there's white supremacy in the Proud Boys group? Like, do you feel like there's white supremacy, and how do you work to maybe separate yourselves from people that say you are white supremacists?
Well, to say we're white supremacists is pretty ignorant, and I don't even really address it. But Hiram, I really like you, so I'm going to address it. To say we're white supremacists is pretty lame. That we've got Syrians in our group, we've got Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, blacks. To say we're homophobic, if that was going to be the next question, we've got gays in the group. We really don't care. The only people that can't join the Proud Boys are women. That's it. And we've got a separate organization that they can join with the wives and the girls of Proud Boy Girls. So we welcome everybody.
Yeah.
It's not based on religion. It's not based on anything. It's not based on color, nothing.
Do you have any rules against white supremacy? Like, do you kick out people that are white
supremacists? We beat the shit
supremacists?
out of them. We find out they're white supremacists and kick them the fuck out.
Has that happened before?
Never happened. It never happened in Texas. No, we have a very strict vetting process. It's never happened here.
I see. What is something that people you feel might not understand about the Proud Boys?
That might not understand?
Yeah, that people get wrong, or that you see the media talk about, that you think is different than what they make it seem like.
Well, I think just like what you just said about white supremacists, that seems to be the whole focus about white supremacy. Yeah, and that we're fascist. Most of us are constitutional libertarians, and we just want people to be left the fuck alone. We want government out of our lives. We want government in its minimal form, and we want the lowest taxes possible. We don't think that cops should be involved unless there's an actual victim.
Yeah.
We don't want policing unless there's an actual victim. Like the cops today, they've taken a very hands-off approach, and we love that. That's how they should be involved in the community.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Hey, I love the stream. And everybody, if you're not subscribed, if you haven't liked, share, and subscribe Hiram's page, you guys are fucking wrong. Do it now.
Have a good day, guys. Thank you so much for the shout out. Oh, man.
That's an abortion.
Just a swift reminder, guys, that I'm not necessarily in support of any of these groups. Whether they support me or not is, their choice. And I appreciate, the support, but at the same time, I don't want that to be misconstrued as my own personal affiliation to that group, because I have none. And it doesn't influence the stream, so just making that clear, guys.
Every black and brown ghetto is run by Democrats.
I just raise my cups. I'm a boss, I'm a leader. I believe in my two-seater and my mama was
Democratic Party does not care about black people. The Democratic Party is the most racist party that ever existed.
There's a Republican senator who said white nationalism is
The Democrats started the KKK. The Democrats started the KKK. The Democrats want black people to be dependent on government. The Democrats wanted to take the father out of the black home. You guys are on the wrong side of history. You're on the wrong side of history. I am not a white supremacist. I stick up for black people. I want to make it easier for black people to start and grow their own businesses. The Democratic Party is the racist party that started the KKK, and that's why every black and brown ghetto is run by Democrats. Democrats want to keep black people poor and dependent on government. That's why I don't see any black people here. This is all a bunch of virtue signaling white people. You guys are racist against black people. You make black people think that they need the government's help. Stop telling black people. Stop telling black people that they need the government's help to succeed in life. Stop telling black people that they need the government's help to succeed in life. Biden making kids. Biden is probably a pedophile, guys. You're supporting someone who's probably a pedophile. Just another reminder, every black and brown ghetto is run by Democrats. I challenge someone to name one black ghetto that's not run by Democrats. Because Democrats want black people to be poor. Democrats... Democrats want to keep black people poor and dependent on government. By voting for the Democratic Party, you are an idiot. Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! That's Stop keeping black people poor. Make it easier for them to start businesses. I've lived in LA, I've lived in New York. You guys, I have Black Lives Matter! 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 Because on November 3rd, we need to move right now.
If we lose on November 3rd, it's because of the fucked up electoral college.
If you want socialism, move to North Korea.
I prefer socialism to fascism.
Well, move to North Korea. Name one fascist thing that Trump has done.
Hey, wait, young man.
One fascist thing.
Do you understand?
No Trump. No fascism. No Trump. No Stop voting for Democrats that keep black people poor and dependent on government. Hey, all you white people out there, stop telling black people that they need the government's help to succeed.
I think
You despicable Democrats. First you kept black people in physical bondage through slavery. Now you need to keep them in psychological bondage.
Each elector in California represents 700,000 people. Have you ever been to California? Yes. Have you seen what it's like? What, like pretty and hot and dry? Like the feces and the needles on the streets? What part of California is homelessness? The wildfires? The wildfires? What? That's for fucking nature because actually you have no one they don't backwards and they don't pay around driftwood and backwards deadwood.
Hi guys, do you mind if I ask you some questions on camera? Okay, no problem. Thank you guys. Hi. Do you mind if I ask you some questions on camera? You don't mind? Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. So my name is Hiram. I'm an independent journalist. Journalist? Yes, ma'am. And I just wanted to know a little bit about what brought you out here today. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious right by your signs, but I'd love to hear a few words from you about what brought you out here today.
Right now?
Yes.
Well, I love politics. I majored in political science, and I like to be where the action is. And I believe very much on changing what we've got now.
also become ready to have somebody different in office.
Yeah, and yeah, of course, and what, you know, a lot of people say this is one of the most important elections in the country's history. Do you agree with that? Why, or maybe why not, or what are your thoughts on this next election and what's at stake?
Well, I think, yes, everything is at stake, but I'm hopeful. I believe that Trump's popularity is dropping, and I'm hopeful about it. I think they caught on to it.
Of course. Well, I appreciate your words so much. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Anything you'd like to end with? Whatever you'd like people at home to know? I mean, you know, whatever's in your heart, honestly.
Well, this is what we're supposed to do, is to march and to talk and to vote. And that's what America does, and I love it. That's what it's supposed to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You have a beautiful day. It was a pleasure talking to you.
You're not a fucking ally, you fucking piece of shit. Fucking weirdo with the fucking.
Oh, the slippers are back. Are you going to give me a lap dance? I actually want one. I'm not in the mood for a lap dance. I'm not in the mood for a lap dance. Please no. I'm celibate. I'm celibate. Sweetie, I wouldn't say it.
I do wish people would understand that the more they talk to them, the longer they stay. Like Richard Richie is like dancing around like a lunatic, living off on it. It's so fucking ridiculous.
I know they can, but it's sexually provocative.
Yeah, because you're attracted to it, right? Yeah.
I can't. Attraction is not a choice. The gay people choose to like men. The straight men choose to not react.
Okay, well, you can choose to look away. Any moment, anytime.
Oh, I don't give a shit. You can stare at me everywhere I go. I don't care.
Nice rack. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Don't fucking touch me. Oh my God.
You're giving me a high five.
I love you so much. Don't fucking touch me.
Is that that shit? That's what you do. Touch me again.
You gave me a high five. I got it on tape.
Don't touch her. Don't touch her. You do not touch her.
You gotta tighten that up a little there, honey. You might catch
You do not touch her. She was not touching you. You do not touch her. You do not touch her.
I'm sorry. I thought you were giving me a high five.
You didn't touch me. You didn't touch me. If you're uncomfortable, leave.
It's the suit. It's the suit. It's the suit. Listen, my hands are up. Hands up, don't shoot.
Hands up, don't shoot.
Hands up, don't
Hands
shoot.
up, don't shoot. Okay, sweetie. Why don't you run some laps before you talk about my appearance, sweetheart? Just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you have to get fat, sweetie.
Wow, you really just don't know anything, do you? You just open your mouth and shit falls out.
Man, if you're gonna attack my appearance, I'm just gonna attack yours right back. That's how it works. Okay. Alright, I'm now being assaulted by this half-naked woman with a leather jacket. She won't get away from me. I didn't say you were hot. I just said you were half-naked. Can you please get that out of my face? Please stop assaulting me. I know you want to kidnap me. I know you want to put that jacket over my head, take me home and have your way with me, but it's not going to happen today. I'm sorry. I'm just going to walk this way. Please don't follow me. Please don't follow me home. Sorry. I'm still here, bitch. You think I left? I just was getting away from that stalker over there. Who wouldn't get out of my face?
So right behind me, you got that confrontation between the Proud Boys and the Women's March. The Women's March is set to end today at around 4 o'clock. So we should be concluding this event soon. I think that guy in the suit is here with InfoWars. Is here with InfoWars, my bad.
The women's march. Don't talk to fascists. As simple as that. Don't talk to fascists, and if we don't talk to them, they fucking leave. I wouldn't have to raise my voice if there wasn't some. Don't talk to fascists. Don't talk to fascists.
He's with InfoWars.
Don't talk to fascists. Don't talk to fascists. Don't talk to fascists. Fuck you, Owen Schroyer. What? I said fuck you, Owen Schroyer. Don't talk to them anymore and they'll fucking leave. Don't talk to fascists. That's all fascism is. Don't talk to fascists. Don't talk to fascism. Don't talk to fascists. Don't talk to fascists. Don't talk to fascists. Don't talk to fascists.
Because
those white guys over there with guns?
Yeah, that's fine.
We know. They're part of the patriarchy, right? And they're protecting you right now.
So your ability to beat my ass does not matter.
Makes me a man, yeah. An alpha
Makes
male.
you a man. Alpha male. Dude, you're an incel. You know that, right?
I have 7 children. What do you mean incel?
So somebody decided to procreate with you. That doesn't matter.
And I have beautiful children.
That's okay, man.
What's your point?
I bet she's disappointed in you.
Incel is the argument that you would like to use. That would be happy for you. That'd be a good spot for you, but it's not true.
No, it just seems like it hits a point, but it may not. And that may be, I may be totally incorrect on that.
I gave all of my children life because I started it. You understand that? Their mother carried it, but I started it. It's half and half. It's 50-50. It takes semen to make an egg that turns into a baby. Do you know that?
I do understand.
Do you understand that? So why is abortion not a 50-50 choice?
What?
Why is abortion not 50-50?
Because it's just happening in their body. You see how? You see how?
But if she has the baby, will I be financially obligated to pay for it?
That's what the laws try and do to make you, yeah, a little more responsible. But you still get to walk away.
All of my kids live at home.
Yeah, that's okay. So you stayed. Good job on
But you
that,
can't walk away.
dude.
You cannot walk away. They'll throw you in jail.
Everywhere.
Right? So you're
So
financially.
you're saying the only reason you stayed for your kids is because they throw you in jail?
No. I love my kids. I wanted to start a family. Which they are here.
That's good. Okay.
The point is, if I can be held financially and legally liable, why don't I have half the choice?
Because it's not going to happen to your body.
But the consequences do.
Yeah, the consequences will.
So that's not fair. They don't have more rights than I have.
So hold on, but in its fair, so you have to take a little more responsibility for the child, right? That you willingly brought in.
It takes 2 to tango.
Yes, it does. But do you think she's gonna get worse
not worse, but do you think the 9 months of hell of carrying and birthing a baby is the equal to your amount of strain in that time?
Here's where we diverge.
Do you think
her body's built for that?
Her body is built for that. And do you, no, I understand, that is biologically correct. Do you think she thinks
people need babies, bro. There are people that can't have babies that would love to have them.
Yeah, well, there are babies around the entire world that need homes already. And you'd rather people just make new ones?
No, I would rather those people be responsible.
No, I totally agree.
I would rather those people use birth control, condoms.
So if there's a few that choose to stay irresponsible and just walk away, do you think those women should be given a choice?
To kill a baby?
Not to kill a baby, to stop the baby before
what do you
anything
think
ever
those cells
happens,
are going to
bro?
turn into? So you're talking like next morning, Plan B?
Bro, I know, but what do you
or
think
after
you're
18
seeing?
days?
I know, but what do you think you're seeing every time you jerk it into a toilet? What do you think that could turn into, bro?
Yeah, nothing, because it wasn't implanted in an egg, right?
I understand. Yeah.
So when you lay down, say I lay down and have sex with her, she gets pregnant, it's done.
So we're downtown Austin, Texas here with the Women's March. There's a counter-protest group, the Proud Boys, at Woolbridge Park in Austin, Texas. There is some light police presence here. A lot of tension and a lot of discussion between the Proud Boys and the people who came to support the Women's March.
Here's the thing, only a few submarines were able to detect, or only a few destroyer ships were to detect little bits of what they decided would eventually be learned as mini submarines. good time waiting for, you know, your next appointment, your next order? Are you going to try to make a ruckus over that, or do you want to try to get home to see your family?
I don't care what you're going to do. I want the nation.
I asked you.
For me, I'm going to defend my nation any way that I can. And if it means that there's a fight coming, I'm going to fight. Period.
Nice talking to you.
Okay.
Super distracting. Like that. Why did he give $1.5 billion to Iran if he's an imperialist?
The fuck out of here! Is that a dude?
They love me. That's my fan club. They love me. Not tonight, honey. I got a headache.
Don't skip leg day. 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 I'm talking to him. Don't skip leg day.
I believe Biden's accuser. Real men don't rape, but do you believe Biden's accuser? Do you believe Biden's accuser? Biden was accused of sexually harassing a woman. Do you believe her? Then your sign is hypocrisy. And you don't even believe what you say you believe. That's complete hypocrisy.
Blow your whistle if you want Trump to win.
Real men don't rape, but you don't believe Biden's
If you want Trump to win. Blow your whistle if you want Trump to win. Blow it.
Fucking piece of shit. Fucking 5, you fucking piece of shit. Fuck you.
Fuck you!
Why are you assaulting me? You just assaulted me. You assaulted him. Why are you so triggered?
Don't worry, he'll rock you to sleep tonight, baby. I gotta walk away. I'm about to cry. He assaulted me. Defund the police. He assaulted me. He assaulted me. Defund the police.
Not true. Not true.
What kind of thing is this? I've never seen this before. What is this?
No. So I bought the battery. I bought all the attachments to put it together.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Sorry, it's just really sick.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Wait. You're the victim now? You started something, now you want to defund it.
I can encourage this man,
How does that work? Christine, go back.
Listen, we gotta, this right here, it's starting to get a little, you see what I mean? If y'all can do me a favor and start gathering people that could probably just, we're trying to limit and try to minimize anything from happening. You know, if I'm gonna get somebody on the other side to do the same thing, I'm not sure who's in charge of that side.
No, I was still lying down and I was standing right next to him. You didn't do nothing. I'm a witness. He was standing right next to me. Nobody touched his foot. Nobody touched his foot. This is why you do not plan a women's march on top of an event that has already been planned here for months. This is why you don't do that.
What's the charge against the guy? Which guy? The red hat and the red shirt? Red hat.
Wow, get depot into the police, even though they're anti-police. Who's surprised?
No surprise!
Finally, she turned that siren off, thank God.
I mean, deserve death for saying somebody's not deaf.
I'm sick of that siren being in my
So this dude wants to start a rumor that Caesar isn't deaf? That's what they've been saying over here, even though we've known it.
Well, I can't confirm he is deaf. I mean,
I don't know who or
what she's even talking about. I
I
kind of like her hair though.
They also confirmed that they only take orders from Chris and Richie.
It's got a nice gradient to it. Love your outfit. Those boy shorts are doing it for you. Panty line. Panty line. Yeah.
Please don't start a rumor that Caesar isn't deaf because that's fucking dangerous and could get him killed.
She loves Trump. Whistle for Trump. Whistle for Trump.
This is a child, and you are screaming obscenities around a little girl. Does her life not matter to you? Does her hearing not matter to you? I know it don't matter to you, but that's a child. No, that's a little girl.
Look at this guy going to mommy over here.
Everyone has to draw the line. And I think
Hey, can you stop cursing?
I have a black daughter, and I would never leave her here. I would never leave her black child.
We're gonna leave. We just wanted to know if we could go in. All right, no problem.
So we're downtown Austin, Texas, Woolbridge Park. Right behind me over here are the Proud Boys, and on the other side is the Women's March. It's been a back and forth. Over there, they separated two people that might have been involved in an assault incident. The crowds have dwindled. There's definitely much less people here than earlier. But the people left here are really emotional and very tense.
She's your mother, and I will pray for you, sweetheart, because Jesus loves you. And one day I hope you grow up to be a beautiful and loving Republican. And God bless you, sweetheart. Hey, I was raised by a bunch of crazy Democrats too. But you know what? I grew up and I got red pilled, and here I stand with a sign that says, I'm gonna pray for you tonight. Yes, I am. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for your daughter. I'm gonna pray for your mama. I'm gonna pray for your grandma. I'm gonna pray for everybody in your family, sweetheart. Every one of them. Because you should not have your kids at a rally. Kids are getting pepper sprayed in Portland. Little babies are getting knocked off everywhere. No, the fact that you brought her here today, shame on you. You have no business bringing your kids to a political rally. No. I used to take my kids when they were safe. They are not safe for you. They are not safe for her. They are not safe for my children. You should not bring your kids to these events. If they're the future, why do you treat them so shitty? Why do you not care? If you care about your daughter, you would pay more attention to her. But you're too busy yelling and screaming. Are you fat shaming? You're about to hit her in the face and get her inside.
Are you fat shaming?
Shame on you.
Are you fat shaming? Are you fat shaming?
So I think up here we got InfoWars specifically.
You don't have to fat shame me. I just had a baby. And guess what she is?
Say, spit it out. Say,
She said, hey, bring your kid. I would never bring my kid to this. Never.
I goes fat shaming. I
Hey, put your mouth down. I can't fucking hear you.
And just so you know, I got smacked in the damn head by a man carrying a feminist sign today. And all the Proud Boys took care of me. Whether it be from a liberal, Democrat, or Republican, honey. So you stand there with your little sign, but you ain't gonna get the legislative man.
That's the ones that I
Yeah, but it was holding his mouth.
since you are detained, unfortunately, you are gonna have to do that, brother. But, or take the ride and let them fingerprint you.
Yeah, they do it for their politics. They want to make a scene and then waste these guys' time and have them fill out unnecessary things. Hey, guys, sorry. Hey, do you have something to read this? Because they're talking about so we can cut him loose. Yeah.
His information and told him how to file a Class C assault by contact and gave him a case number. And then, so I think they got the gentleman that he says assaulted his information, so they have everything they need to file. Yeah, they have to file it. Thanks, guys.
Yes, it is.
They went to go grab some ice cream up there. One of the journalists here is submitting a charge, or wants to charge somebody with assault who pushed them. Things have been rather tense. I think this is the only example of somebody actually pressing charges, but so far the crowds have dwindled. Proud Boys are still here. Some women and protesters are also still present at this event at this moment.
Right to say and what I don't have a right to
and tall men, you get way more opportunities than if you are not attractive or a short man.
Especially if you're white.
White. You can actually get the vote too. Wait, so you would rather vote for
extra privilege?
You would rather vote for racist?
She will not let anyone rap.
We're marching for you too, bitch. Not the decision. So you support female Trump supporters. Thank you. I needed to hear that.
Guys, women Trump supporters. Yes, because they've been deceived. It's not their fault. Your friends left already. That's their choice.
It's also not your fault.
Next question. Harassing children. That's what you're doing.
The only reason
Harassing children.
It feels good being a bully, doesn't it?
You're fucking right.
That's right.
You still haven't told me why he's a sexist.
Sorry, oh, because when you grab women by the pussy, it's not sexist.
You're not black.
Yeah,
so he thinks that.
Oh, I'm not supporting that.
Oh, it's
not?
Wait.
What does it have to do with guidance? We're here for our choice.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
Why did this make the choices for everyone?
Right? Oh, so you're not overgeneralizing Trump?
No, because this is like years.
Can't even use the right words. So Trump has more women in his cabinet than any other president. Trump is voting in a Supreme Court justice that you're trying to get. If you're really for women, why are you trying to get Amy Coney Barrett, a female, out of there? Okay? Yeah, you're really all right. So she's not pro-female.
I'm not your slave. I'm not your slave. I'm not your slave.
Could I ask you guys some questions on camera? Do you mind? Cool. No, I just want to know what you guys are doing out here. Maybe what you think about what you're seeing over there. Really simple things, nothing too crazy or anything. So if you want, you could start with what brought you out here today and what was happening and stuff.
What brought me here is any equality in this country. It was pretty disgusting to see all these, Proud Boys shouting slurs at us. I mean, that's not what we're here for. We're here to just march for equality. We want to keep the rights that we have, and we don't want anybody to have to continue fighting. We want change.
Of course. And what do you feel about the presence of all these counter-protesters and everything? I mean,
I feel like we all came here with a very peaceful mindset. We made our posters. We're here to peacefully protest our rights, and that was completely the opposite of everyone who showed up to counter-protest. Everyone showed up in a lot of somewhat military gear, so it's a very different purpose of being here. That's not what we wanted at all. We have things that we want to protect. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she fought a lot for women, and she did so many things for us. She's a huge reason that we have a lot of the rights we have today. And them shouting slurs at us, it's disgusting, and it really makes you realize the America that we're living in today. And that's what we're fighting for. We don't want to live in this America anymore.
and do you guys have any last comments? Anything you want to leave with? Anything you want to say?
It was very great to see everyone here today come and participate, everyone of all ages and all backgrounds. That was super great to see and a very inspiring moment to be here in Austin with that. It's great that we had all these people from different backgrounds, different genders and gender identities coming here to fight with us. So I just really, I appreciate that. And this is my first march and not my last for sure. I'll be back.
Well, thank you so much, guys. You have a good day.
Oh, you did it, man.
Shut up!
You know what?
Hey, can you guys read that? Can you guys read that? Where's the Biden plane?
It says go fuck yourself!
Where's the Biden plane today, are you? No,
Don't
not gonna get one.
Don't respond to nobodies. Why would you do that? They're a waste of your time, they're a waste of my time, and they're a waste of human life. They feel like they have to buy a plane to win? Really? This is what their version of winning is? Let's buy a plane.
They want to spend their money on a plane
Good
instead
job.
of money needed to help their president win the
Oh,
election.
sure.
By all means, let
Sure.
them pay for a plane.
Instead of spending that money on women who need it for proper health care, no, let's buy a fucking plane.
Well, the worst part is they want to scream no abortions and all that bullshit, pro-life, and that there's always the option of adoption. Well, why don't you take care of all the kids in the foster system first?
Yes. Oh my God.
It's that simple.
Someone who was adopted.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so about everyone here, for the most part, is now dispersed. The crowds are now pretty small. We're at Woolbridge Park in Austin, Texas. InfoWars was present for a good chunk of this event. They were trying to provoke protesters, but now it seems like tensions have gone down. People are going home, and this event is officially over. I will now be jumping off stream. Thank you guys so much for joining us today in downtown Austin, Texas for this Women's March. At the Women's March, women marched around the block on this park. They marched like, the park is like a block long on each side. It's like a perfect square. The Proud Boys tried to come and take the stage. They were here counter-protesting. Women responded. They were angry. They tried to get them out. There was a lot of tension, but nonetheless, it was an interesting, I'd say, event. Thankfully, nothing serious happened. no serious fights or injuries or anything, despite all the tension.
I'm just wondering how a few of you are getting home without your brooms on you.
So, thank you so much for joining again. You guys are great. You all have a beautiful day. Remember, civil discussion, education is everything we're about on this stream. I appreciate your support. All your donations go straight back to the stream. All of you guys have the most beautiful day you could have. And just so you know, earlier today we were at Pride at the Polls at City Hall. I think they might still be there. Police are starting to leave now as well. There's not a lot of people left here.
I'm sorry to give you guys the bad news, but we're leaving.
Bye, Hiram.
Bye.
I will turn your